Dude, I've been so stoked about pranayama recently, and I thought I'd just give a brief description as like, why do I care so much about pranayama? So my journey to all of this definitely came through yoga, and I learned first about pranayama practices, and then when I did my yoga teacher training is when I found that I actually have this passionate love for meditation. And then now I've kind of come full circle and I'm just getting back to pranayama. What I've found is that meditation has given me so much value. I've learned what emotions feel like in my body. I've learned to put my attention in my body. I've gotten more focus, which gives me more agency in the tasks I do from day to day. Like, meditation has given me a ton. But what I've found now at this point is that meditation sometimes is time consuming. Like, if I sit down and I meditate for 2 minutes, I just don't feel like I did that much. But if I sit down and I do a pranayama practice for 2 minutes, all of a sudden my body feels so good. Really, I think the magic is just in attention to breath. Like, there's nothing special about this. It's literally just that when we stop and give attention to our breath for a while, we feel better. That's kind of the whole point. So as a primer description or kind of an entrance into pranayama, I would tell you what pranayama is. So in the philosophy of yoga, there's this 8-limbed path that we follow that leads towards enlightenment. Of those 8 limbs, 4 of them deal with meditation. The 4 that aren't meditation have 2 that are kind of like rules and guidelines for how to live your life. And then like branches 3 and 4 are pranayama, which is breath practice, and then asana, which is practice of poses. Most people, when they think of yoga, all they think of is asana, but it's really only one branch of the 4 branches. So what I'm really enjoying right now in my meditation practice is not going deeply into the meditation side. It's just settling and staying with pranayama practices. So in the philosophy of yoga, there are 8 branches that we follow these 8 branches in order to lead towards enlightenment. And they kind of go around in a circle from like the more mundane towards the more subtle. The first 2 branches deal with kind of rules for good living. There are actions that we should avoid and actions we should not avoid on the day-to-day. And then branches 3 and 4 are asana, or like practice of poses, and then pranayama, or practice of breathing. So it's going from like the more mundane, like live by these rules, towards the more subtle. It's like hold your body in these positions and get used to it. Hold your breathing in these positions and get used to it. And then we get into the meditation practices. So I'm really just putting all of my attention onto the pranayama practice, and it feels to me like I'm really climbing that path of meditation, but I never even think about any of those branches. I'm just settling on all my attention on breath. And honestly, the reason I do it is that it feels really good. I'm just enjoying it. And so that's why it makes me want to practice every day, and I'm loving it. This has just been a brief primer on pranayama. If you're interested in the whole brief primer on the philosophy of yoga, I'll have a video coming out soon. If you enjoyed this, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. And if you're interested in something interesting, I got it coming up. This is the Stoic Yogi, out.